Kalimera, kalispera, kalinichta. No matter where in this wild, wacky, and sometimes wonderful. Thank you for making the Highbury Squad part of your day. One more game to go, and this debacle will be over, but job done. We move on to next season. Ellipsis again. Let's discuss, squaddies. Rock and roll.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Oh boy, that was me on another device. Hola, ¿qué pasa? At ease, squaddies, at ease. We are one game closer to this season being over. I've got to say today, I am tired, did not sleep very well last night. Just stuff, life. How long should this show be? We qualified for the Champions League again. Well done. Now, look, I'm not being a pessimist. I'm not coming on here to be negative. I'm coming on here because it's the last home game of the season, and we did the job. We beat Newcastle United, who we have struggled against all season. But a little bit like Dembele missing at the Emirates, let's just say that without Isaac, they're not that great up front in terms of being deadly, are they? I'm not saying we were lucky. I'm just saying we got lucky with Isaac not being in this game. Let's say hello to our Chief Like Officer, Tammy Steels, and at ease, squaddies at ease. Welcome to everyone. Carol did not go to the game today. Good to have you in the house. Kevin is here. So the best and worst of Raya today. Yeah, we will discuss. Wesbird is here. Ian is here. Who else we got in the house? Kay Marlon is here. Jonathan, welcome. Evening, squaddies. I don't care how ugly it was. A win is a win. Correct. Doesn't mean we're not going to talk about it. All right. Fran, long time no see. Hope you're well. Julian, evening to you too. Welcome. Let's give some a rest next week. Ethan Waneri. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I really don't. But we played at home against Newcastle in the last game of the season. And let's be honest, we absolutely had to win this game. There were no two ways about it. We needed the comfortability factor that, and also finishing second after the season that we've had, it would have been hellacious to drop down into fifth place or any other place other than second. And job done. And that's all that matters, really. At the end of this game, all that mattered was result versus performance. There have been many moments, in big moments, including PSG, which we weren't able to do it in the end, and against Real Madrid where performance matters as well as results. And today, all that mattered were the 3 points. Move on. It's been a very disappointing season in the Premier League. I know we've had some challenges, you guys. There's no doubt about that. We've had lots of injuries to key players, but I would like to point out that at some point we haven't had injuries to key players consistently at the same time. There was a moment where, of course, we didn't have Bukayo, we didn't have Kai, we didn't have Martinelli. Those things really hurt a team, and you have to point those things out. But I've also said on this show, and I've been really honest with you guys, that you have to have preparedness in order to win championships. And this season, we were not prepared. We were not prepared to have a great bench with players to come on and deputize for quality like Saka, Havertz, Martinelli. Odegaard, I felt like we did, but the manager, for some reason, is not digging Waneri. I have no idea what's going on there. let the punishment continue till the end of the season, I guess. So yeah, and we have to also credit players who have been ostracized at some point. And I want to highlight a player today in Kivior, who has come on to deputize for Big Gabby and was vilified by a lot of fans and criticized heavily by me. And I threw out the white flag with an apology a few weeks ago for Kivior. He's really stepped up, and I wouldn't sell Kivior. Maybe that's a conversation for another show, but I would not sell him. He has proven that he can deputize at the highest level. May not be a starter week in, week out, but when you know what you know, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I think credit to him for rising above the difficulty, the adversity that he's faced. He was left out of the side for quite some time after the Bayern Munich performance in the Champions League. And that shows to me the mental strength of this player. And I would like to see Kivior stay at the Arsenal, because he's the perfect example of needing a player to come in and deputize and have quality that doesn't evenly match the player that he's replacing, but he offers something that can help you get through a series of games, not an entire season, but a number of games. And seriously, massive respect to Jakob Kivior. He gets major flowers today. And for me, may have even been player of the match. But I guess you score goals and you should be player of the match. But we'll get to that. Let me get some of your comments up. Tang says, credit to Kivior and credit to the coaches that kept him ready. 100%. Ian says, agreed about Kivior. Had an argument on Charles Watts when he described him as a fourth or fifth choice. Wrong, and we've all been wrong about him. Let's be honest. Kay Marlon says, Kivior has been solid. Barry says, job done. Now let's see who we bring in. Sure, it's been disappointing, but a lot of clubs would love to be where we are. I'm tired of getting there. Don't get me started, Barry. It's too early in the show. I'll get there in the end. Dave B, buzzing around. Kivior, hope he's not going. Me too. Wesberg, Kivior, solid today. And his wife, Mr. W and Mrs. W, both want to keep him. Julian, Kivior, what a replacement. Chief Like Officer, credit to Kivior. Correct. Ugo Kuchu, hello. How are you? Welcome. He didn't even get 4 minutes this time, Tammy. Honestly. Let's talk about that, yeah? Should we get to that? Let's see. Dave put that up. Gaza, Kivior, man of the match. I'm telling you, that dude... Hi, Tidy. I hope you're keeping your room tidy. Mark got pulled apart in the first half, but we got the win. A little bit like Liverpool, right? Trounced and pulled apart in the first half, but we made it up in the second half. This is not a lie, K. Marlon. It has been a crap season. It really has. In the Premier League. We had a little bit more to be excited about in the Champions League, but that ended up crap as well. You are welcome. I'm exhausted. I've got to say. I'm really tired. I got jealous of Tony actually today watching PBR bull riding. In the first half, I really didn't think it was great. And I could hear her like talking to my cousin, who's really into cowboy stuff. They were talking about buckles, and we have someone in the family who makes original kind of like cowboy buckles. I know I'm going off on one here, but whatever. Listen to me. And I actually got jealous of her watching PBR bull riding while I had to endure the first half. And a little bit like Liverpool, it improved in the second half. We found our way. And this is where I give Mikel Arteta credit, because whatever he says at halftime works. I don't think this is a day and a game to go into tactics. I don't think it matters at this point this season, right? I don't think we talk about performance. Yeah, we were poor in the first half. It's about the points. But I think we can talk about it from an overarching perspective. And the Premier League this season has been... Honestly, I feel like it's been going on forever. Forever. it feels like the season started eons ago. That game between Liverpool and the controversy at the end with the Kai Havertz goal, does that not seem like last season? Was it last season? Maybe I'm forgetting again, but it seems like it's the longest season ever. And of course, that probably has something to do with Liverpool running away with it, that the league was really done, I don't know, in February, January, whenever. You guys are just noticing the Dicky bow on the mic, huh? I love that. Yeah. Also, what a day at Goodison Park. We'll talk about that at the end. Don't let me forget, but I want to talk about that. This season feels like it's been going on for 3 seasons. Yeah. Mohammed, big up Sophie. We're playing with limited numbers and our players are exhausted. Seriously, Declan Rice looked like he was ready to just go for a nap. Shows how far we've come with our expectations now. We get second in PL and semis in CL, and we've raised our fogging expectations. Yes. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about a little bit too. Shaitanya, thank you so much. This team needs 5 good players, including a goalkeeper, to win major trophies. So that's what I want to focus on. We got the 3 points. Now what are we going to do? I'm not going to look at this season anymore. I'm putting it in the rear view mirror. We got 1 game to go against Southampton. Oof, wake me up. The Ramsdale derby. He made a great save, by the way, today, Goodison Park. We got to look forward. We got to look ahead. And it seems like every summer we start talking about how this is the biggest summer for Arsenal. This is the most important season for the Arsenal. But I feel that now we have to capitalize. And when you have someone like Andrea Berta, and I know there have been ramblings and rumors about, Berta, and, I talked to LeGrove and Pedro about who really is going to have the power and how's that going to look like. And Teng, you're right. This has to be the biggest summer. This has to be the biggest summer. No excuses. I will not stand up for the Cronkies. I will not stand up for the executive team. I will not stand up for anyone if we do not deliver the goods this summer. And if we do not, and we've hired somebody like Berta, right, with the prowess and the pedigree in the transfer market, you just look at the players he has bought and sold over the years. I've kept this slide that I put up about 3 months ago because it's important to continually look at it. Sure, they spent money, but when you look at the players and you look at the caliber of players that he's bought, but also his strategic kind of pedigree in selling players as well. Felix is probably the biggest disaster for him. But when you eye the talent that Berta, we talked about this with Kevin Hatchard, and Kevin Hatchard raved about how Berta has much more hits than misses. If you do not hand over the baton to Berta this summer, then I don't know how you can survive the criticism. You have got to give him the keys to the kingdom. Allow it. If Mikel wants Sesko and Berta wants Gyökeres, bring in Gyökeres. Mikel's had 5 seasons at this game. 5. Okay. We've brought some fantastic players. There's been a lot of whiffs as well. Declan Rice is the shining example. You want to win the league, you want to win the Champions League, you go get a Declan Rice type signing in midfield again, in defense again, and up front. You want to put him on the left. We need a striker. We need someone on the left. You have got to be willing to spend money like you're at the football strip club. Let the dollars fly. Bam, 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 bam. That's what we need to do. If you don't do that this summer, you will lose a lot of fans, even some of the disciples. Sorry, did I say that out loud again? Yes, I did. It is time. There's no more excuses. There is no more waiting. Okay? I don't want to just support an aura club. I don't want to support a feels good club. I want to be part of that. But as a fan, I'm ready to start winning the big ones again. There is no more waiting. Tick tock, tick tock. Everyone at Arsenal is on the clock. Stop selling me beautiful videos. Stop selling me all of the merchandise. Stop selling me the feels and the vibes and this is our home and one more time. Fine. Start delivering some silverware. Next season, you have got the nucleus of a very special team. Urian Timber, Big Gabby, William Saliba, Declan Rice. I don't care what anyone says. I still believe in Martin Odegaard. Saka, Havertz, Martinelli. Now you go get 4 players that are even better or as good as those players. Now we're talking. Now we're challenging. Now we're in the game. Because every single season you see the improbable season we didn't win, no one was expecting it. The second season, we should have won last season, we didn't. This season, we've fallen off. But if we had a strong bench, if we had a strong squad, if we had a bigger pool to choose from when it came to players, we could have kept the challenge on Liverpool. They got Salah, they got Gakpo, they've got Diaz, they've got Nunes, they've got Jota up front. We had no answers and had to play Mikel Merino up front when we lost our front 3 to hamstring injuries, by the way. So I'm not on here being negative. I'm on here saying, well done. We finished second. We secured a Champions League place. But now you've got to show me the money, Tom Cruise, Jerry Maguire style. It is time. It's shit or get off the pot time. You have a nucleus of good players. And by the way, I didn't mention Lewis Skelly, who's emerged this season, and Waneri, who is a really good player. Why wouldn't you give him minutes at home in the last game of the season? I don't get that. But you can't be talking about progress, process. Now it leads to success. And I love it. You know, Mikel shows up at an event last night. There's all the feels, there's all the vibes, there's all this and all that. Did anyone ask him a tough question? Did anyone ask Mikel a tough question last night? Did anyone challenge him? I heard a quote where he said, guys, be patient. Please be patient. And I promise you we'll do our best. No. I want the Gilberto Silva vibes that was on TalkSport. Arsenal need to get angry. And when I spoke to Gilberto Silva in Los Angeles last summer, he talked about, yes, he can transmit something of the Arsenal experience. But at the end of the day, you've got to develop a winning mentality. And that starts somewhere. And you know what? Crystal Palace had their day out yesterday and it was beautiful. The first trophy ever in their history. Fantastic. They will never forget that. And they're going to remember it more because they won. If they had lost it, it would have been like, oh, we still haven't won a trophy. That to me yesterday, and Newcastle winning the League Cup after 70 years, those were two of the most, I don't care if you like those teams or not, they were two of the most beautiful moments of the season. Those fans have been desperate to win. We've been spoiled because we've been used to winning. It's been a long time since that FA Cup. And the survivors of that team are who? Saka and Tierney, and am I forgetting someone? Those FA Cup coupons, as I said, they've expired. Our record in the domestic trophies, other than the semi-final, it's been poor. I would have loved to have had that day yesterday. Manchester City fans have gone in hiding because they were embarrassed yesterday. Crystal Palace deserved that. They didn't win a trophy. That sucks for them. No one cares. I don't care. It was brilliant to see. But don't poo-poo the domestic trophies. Our platform has to start from somewhere. And once again, I know it's going to be we finished second again. There goes the bridesmaid, never the bride, right? We went from the quarterfinals to the semifinals in the Champions League. It's coming. It took Jurgen Klopp X amount of years. It took X amount of years. I hear you. I get all that. Next season is the time. And now we have a bigger asset and a bigger weapon to help us get there. And this club better back Berta. This isn't even about backing Arteta and giving him what he wants. Berta's a born winner. He knows what he's doing. You back him, he will deliver the goods. So now this is going to go on to my people I've defended, the Cronkies. I will rip them to shreds if they don't back Berta. I will have no problem doing it as well. You better say and put your money where your mouth is in your interview today, Josh Kroenke, saying, we're ready. It's like the same story every season. This is the season and the summer where you need to put your money where your mouth is. Stop talking and start doing. Stop with the feel, stop with the aura, stop with all of that. God, when I think about it, I'm getting a little bit angry. Maybe I take a chill pill for a second. But it's true. Every season, it's like, we're going to buy, we're going to invest, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. No. Now's the time. You've got to do it now. Teams are going to catch up. Chelsea's not going to be shit forever. Man United's not going to be shit forever. I mean, maybe they will for a few years, but Manchester City will grow strong again next season. Liverpool will strengthen. They've already signed Frimpong. Teams already doing business. Bournemouth have sold to Real Madrid. Bournemouth isn't the team, but I'm just saying, do your business early. Get your players in. Let's get this done. No more talking. Start doing. That's it. That's the memo. It's not official yet. Have you seen him holding up an Arsenal shirt? Okay. I tried to do the Arteta and Berta. There's a Bert and Ernie type thing here. Maybe someone can help me. Wakey, wakey, nothing changes. Guyen says, facts so patience has run out, deliver or fire him. I'm blinking angry, but not as much as I will be if we don't get the players needed. This is it now. This isn't even looking back. This is about looking forward. We can't change what has been. This season is over. You can talk about the pedestrian football, the possession obsession, the injuries, the VAR decisions, the red cards, Mikel Arteta putting square pegs in round holes, stifling the creativity, losing from 21 points from winning positions. You can talk about all of that. You can't change it. So the big question is, what are we going to do to change it? And I think it's cool that he shows up at an event last night and all of those things and the vibes and everything. I love that. And you know what? Those guys deserve it because they've raised a tremendous amount of money for the foundation. That's the least they could do, is get Mikel Arteta to their event. They've spent hours upon hours outside of their jobs, by the way, their free time, to raise hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Arsenal Foundation. As a broadcaster, I wouldn't be afraid, though, to ask him a few tough questions. I wouldn't. And I've done that before, and it's kind of got me in trouble. And I'd be willing to get in trouble over and over again to ask the right questions. I mean, you know, I told you guys that season when Emery was here and Koscielny went AWOL, I looked at him in the presser and I go, where's your captain? What's your explanation? What's going on? You know, I asked Mikel Arteta at the time when Ashbert and Army were getting tickets taken away from them, and I thought like they had been part of the atmosphere and they had created like the new Arsenal 2.0 at the Emirates. And it's like, what do you think about that? I mean, you keep talking about fans and connection and atmosphere and aura, and here we are doing this. I mean, you know, He was only there 3 minutes. Ask him a question. Or negotiate it, right? So that clip I saw, is it? The clip of him saying that be patient and thanking the guys and all of that. That was it. That was his appearance, 3 minutes. Also, the night before a game. Can you imagine if Marcus Rashford had gone to a Q&A the night before a game? Yeah. Let's see. Teams have already caught up. Every Premier League referee is one of the worst in the world. Yeah, let's blame the refs. Let's not blame us. Let's not be accountable. You know what? Who does this face? Lee Judges. In life, you have to be accountable. Okay? You have to be accountable. Hold on 1 second. My dad's calling. I've got to answer it. Ela dad, gano show dorana se baro istera. Imestona eran. Okay. Love you even though you support Man United. Hade, bye-bye. Bye. When your 86-year-old dad calls, you got to answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? You've got to be accountable in life. You know? Sometimes, and let's talk honestly here. It's hard to say sorry sometimes, especially if you feel like you've made a mistake. One of the things I'm trying to learn and be better at is I'm not always right. And apologizing, is a humbling experience, but you've got to do it sometimes. When you're passionate and you're opinionated, whether it's in your relationship or in talking football, you have got to be accountable. No excuses. I saw a piece on Sky where they were talking about VAR and red cards and stuff. No. Really good coaches overcome adversity. And I don't know if this is turning into like a harsh criticism, but my point is that 5 seasons, you have got to be accountable. You've been given the tools and the resources to build a really great team. And yeah, luck, you fall short. Things don't go your way. But also you need to be accountable for the things that maybe you haven't improved in. Mental aptitude when the spotlight is on. Adaptability. So why isn't Waneri playing? Why isn't Waneri being given a chance to play right now? Even in the last game at home, where he should be given the opportunity as a Highlander to come on, even for a few minutes. Why is that not happening? Is it really because of a rumor that he was late to training? Is it really because he doesn't like what he does defensively? So I'm going back to what Peter Schmeichel and Warren Barton on the show the other day. And even though the game has passed, please go back and listen to the Warren Barton show because he says some really insightful things as an ex-player. And I was watching the game today and there was a moment where I thought that Arteta was yelling at Miles Lewis-Skelly. And Peter Schmeichel was talking about how he micromanages from the sideline. Okay. And a lot of people think that Manchester City's stifleness this season, it's not just because of Rodri being injured, guys. There's no way. That team is stacked. Football is falling into a robotic era. And the managers are the new stars of the show. They're the kings. They're telling and pointing and pushing and yelling. Players are afraid to play the game. There, I said it. Players are afraid to play football. If you've got your manager yelling at you because you weren't in a right position or you didn't pass in the right triangle and you feel that, when I've got my boss breathing down my neck, you better make this happen. I feel like I don't want to make a mistake. I second guess myself. I'm like, shit, I was going to do it this way, but now maybe I should do it that way. I think these things are very important and they matter. But some fans are willing to overlook these things. No one likes a micromanager. No one likes breathing down their neck. He does it every single game. I believe that sucked the life out of the players a little bit this season. I don't know what you think. Let's get some of your comments up. Truth is, we haven't been as entertaining and dynamic. Teng says, I thought Aubameyang taught us lessons before. No player is bigger than the club. Waneri's a kid, Teng. He's a kid. You stifle him in that way, or you show him early on. Sure, I'm sure he needs to be taught lessons. I don't know what's gone on behind the scenes. I really don't. But you do not kill a kid's confidence. I'm sorry, you don't. I don't think that he deserved that. Maybe that's hypocritical, not knowing what's going on behind the scenes. But I don't know. It seems weird to me. Let the manager manage. Why are you complaining? Because I'm a fan and I've got the right to complain. And you, Slaven, I have every right to say what I want about the manager. And I'm not going to be afraid to say it. Okay? He's not immune to criticism. I'm not saying to sack him. I'm not saying that he hasn't changed the club, the culture. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying next season, we need better. Is that all right with you? Let me know. Haz says, I bloody love you, Soph. I'm going to miss the post-match stream, but I look forward to your live streams, talking all things life. Interesting to hear what movies and shows you're into. I love that. Sophie, what else would it be if not that? In terms of what? Because I've got going back up to get your comments. That Q&A really tired out Arteta. He was on the touchline today. Waneri in the dockhouse. Cello says facts. Kurt says, love your warrior spirit, Sophie. We have to caution. Let the main thing be the main thing. Did you watch The Bachelor this season? Or was it The Bachelorette, the dude that says, I'm just going to let the main thing be the main thing? Maybe. I don't know. Sophie, the journalists are afraid to ask difficult questions. They want to be in the club's good books. Some do, yes. This is true. It's actually good to see a manager connecting with the fans on occasions. He doesn't need to be doing it on. So I loved it. I love it. But it also should be part of it's just all nice and the aura and the feels. Can you get some time to ask him a couple poignant questions? Really? Big up, Sophie. Dad even thought. Yeah, my dad. There you go. Speak English, only kidding. Yeah, I know. My dad supports Man United. It's terrible. My dad supports Man United. My sister does, and my niece does, and my brother supports Tottenham. So they're all in a final, and I'm not. You just ask me how my week is going to go. Bangani says, nothing wrong with what you're saying. We can now talk hard facts after a long season. Now's the time. Jonathan K says, Sophie spitting facts, hate the excuse victim mentality we have right now. That's all right, says, tactics have to change. Yes, they do have to change. The last 2 seasons, we've been one of the best teams to watch. If he'd have said last season, we're one of the best teams in Europe, I would have accepted that because I think we were. I actually felt that more so last season than this season, we should have got past Bayern Munich. I thought we were better than them. And they were having one of their worst seasons ever in Bundesliga. It just shows you that, same thing what people are saying about Man United and Tottenham. You only play who's in front of you. Their league form means shit. They are in a European final. No one gives a shit about their league form. Their fans will care about it after the fact when one of them loses. But they qualified for that competition fair and square. You want to talk about qualification this season after one of them wins it if they deserve it? Yes, they do deserve it because they won it. It's just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Imran says he didn't stick around for the lap of honor or Arteta's speech. Let me guess. Demand better. We want more. Do not settle. So I'm not settling and I'm demanding more, but I'm the bad guy. I'm the one who has the problem. So I go off what the manager said last season, right? I go off his emotions, but I'm emotional. He can be emotional, but I can't as a reactionary a broadcaster or even a fan. This is what annoys me. Don't double standard it. That's what pisses me off. I don't know. What did he say? I'd like to hear about it. Maybe we could talk about it on Monday Madness. Sophie, when I saw Arteta shouting today, I was happy because that's how I felt. I don't think he's shouting where to pass, but rather about intensity and pressing. But he does it too much. Jamie says, players are bigger than the club, but neither is Mikel Arteta, or I will die on this hill. No one's bigger than the club. Don't think he chucks cup about in the dressing room or gives players the hairdryer treatment. Oh, really? Did you not see All or Nothing? Arteta's overcoaching is a problem. Graham says, Burton knows what areas we need to strengthen. We won't get Isaac. Gyökeres is next on the list. We have to get this deal over the line quickly. How about Osimhen or Sesko or Watkins alongside him? If we sign Gyökeres, you want to have a good window, okay? I wanted the kid who went to Real Madrid, Hujen, however you pronounce his name at Bournemouth. Sure, Albert's going to tell me off on that one. If you sign, it's not going to happen, Rodrigo, right? You sign Zubimendi, Rodrigo, Gyökeres, and Adam Wharton or Eze. Oh my God, those two players. Let's talk about, I mean, seriously, how talented is Wharton? I know Eze's getting all the headlines, but Adam Wharton, he's the future, man. That kid is ridiculous. There is a reason why Real Madrid are tracking him. The idea of Adam Wharton and Declan Rice in Arsenal's midfield, excuse me, that was the egg sandwich I had popping up right there. That guy is so talented. What a player. He literally took over that game yesterday. And if you look at the trajectory of Crystal Palace's season, okay, and they got great again when Adam Wharton came back into the team after his injury. He had something ridiculous like 100% pass rate. If you want to evolve the team and spend serious money on future and now, Wharton is now and future. He is so talented. It's ridiculous. I need an SNL Arteta skit. That would be great. Ben says it feels like some of the players have got comfortable again towards the end of the season, like the Wenger era. I totally agree with this. There's no competition. We were really moving forward with competition when we got, Tierney needed competition. Benjamin White, Urian Timber. You got Martinelli, Trossard competition. Where else is the competition in the side? And the only reason Miles Lewis-Skelly emerged this year wasn't because of competition. It was because of injuries. It was by default. And it turns out he's actually the best left back at the club. Yeah. That's what I think. Graham says, you're right, Sophie. Everyone has a right to criticise Arteta. Football playing, what a pass on the touchline. For a yellow card, we never replaced Aubameyang and Lacazette. Yeah, he did get a yellow card today. Jonathan, imagine Wharton and Rice. I'm telling you, it is Wharton, Rice and Eze even better. That's a fact. Arteta said, Sophie always asks me the toughest questions. Very well, very funny, Mask Gunner. Max Dowman. Okay, so he's only 15, 16. Come on, guys. He's not the answer for next season. We're going to do the same thing again. We're going to put all our eggs in a Haaland basket. Everyone thought Waneri would be the white knight this season. It didn't happen. And we got to protect these young players. Now we're going to put all of the pressure on Max. And Jamie, I'm not saying, but yeah, he's coming. I mean, Miles Lewis-Skelly proved next level something to Mikel through his play, through whatever. But there's something Waneri is doing that isn't sitting well with the manager. Eze under Eddie would be incredible. Imagine Eze is at Gordon. No team would challenge them. Eze is just brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, he's banned for the next game. It's too emotional, man. I like emotion, but I'm sorry, he's too emotional. He is. I mean, look, I'm excited to see what he and Berta can do together. But there are certain things where I feel like there's a level of not immaturity, but if you've won everything at the highest level as a manager, you can afford to be emotional, right? I mean, everyone remembers the Conte outburst at Spurs. He was able to have people believe what he was saying because the dude has won at the highest level. Everything as a player and a manager, right? Pep Guardiola is so salty and such a sore loser. He gets away with it a lot because he's won everything. Sir Alex Ferguson was the master of media manipulation. Wenger was okay, too polite. And like Gilberto Silva says, we need to get angry. Yes. On the pitch, he's talking about. Our manager needs to be able to not spew his emotional component onto the players. I believe that's what happened with PSG. I think the club and the manager did the players a disservice by all that hype shit. And they added so much pressure. And we felt that in the first game at home. Stop with the hype. Just play football. Go raw, go real, go down, go dirty. Stop talking. Okay, there's a few other things I want to cover. Havertz was back. It was lovely to see him, wasn't it? He got a yellow card too. Well done, Kai. Yellow card on your first time back. He looked good. We're not going to know until next season, right? Let's get some stats and facts up here. Let's see some stats real quick. Even though I said I don't care, I do want to see. Oh, where did it go? So we had 12 shots, they had 14. We had 4 on target, they had 5. We had 52% possession. We had 410 passes, 82% accuracy, 9 fouls. What has happened to our set pieces, by the way? Is North Banksy going to paint over the Nikolayova thing near the stadium? I mean, talk about lauding too soon. Do your job. It's your job. You're a set piece coach, right? Yeah, do your job. Goals conceded from set pieces now 39%. Okay, stop standing on the touchline. Another emotional guy. Sit down. The only time I ever agreed with Gary Neville all season, and I do not ever, ever, ever agree with Gary Neville. Sit down. How's that going right now, the set pieces? Okay. Great that he's banned. Can Yova join him? They'll paint Yova out over the Jonas out. Well said, Jamie. Let's talk about the au revoirs. And I'm going to go back and listen because I came on air right away. Okay, you guys. And I do want to give a special mention. And I'll put the picture up. I didn't have time to put a lot of pictures up today because, you know, here's the new kit. Everyone looks cool, beautiful, lovely feels. New kit out again. This guy. Can we just build a team around this guy? He was not great. But what I said on the old X was quality means being out of a game, but at the same time, having one moment and changing a game on a whim. Declan Rice is the future. I'm sorry, but I feel like this is his team now. Don't come at me, but I actually feel this is Declan Rice's team even more so than Saka's. He has taken over the squad. I love Saka. I think he's wonderful. He's world class. He is the future. But for me, it's like, you know, Roy Keane's Man United. That's how that felt. Kevin De Bruyne's Manchester City. John Terry's Chelsea. Right? Steven Gerrard's Liverpool. Mo Salah's Liverpool. There's just certain players that take over. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a freaking amazing thing that we've got Declan Rice this guy. Build around him. Please do not waste him the same way we wasted Santi and Alexis and Ozil. Make it count. We have a very special player here. Declan Rice. What's my little paper say here? Oh, that was for Warren. Declan Rice is next level. Next level mentally. Next level physically. He's having his best year in terms of creativity and goals. Unleash the Declan beast. Let him cook. He's the guy. Declan is the guy. You need the backbone. You got it. Saliba and Big Gabby and Urian Timber and now Miles Lewis-Skelly. You've got the prodigal son in Saka. You've got the opportunity to sign a prolific goal scorer and also a left winger. But in that midfield, where football games are won and lost, where you can control the tempo of a game, where you can control the ball and dictate, back up Declan Rice. Make it count. Do not waste the Declan Rice years, because that could become an era, not just a chapter. That can become moments of magical winning seasons. Spend the money, back him up. I'm telling you, the dude is next level. There were people questioning whether or not he had the talent. I just don't get it. Mark says Rice should be captain next season, and sadly Arteta won't do it. Odegaard should be doing what Rice did there all season long. I've seen Odegaard firsthand be a leader. I don't know if I can question that. Even Declan came out and said, and I did a show where I said there's no Arsenal player that doesn't want Odegaard to be captain. But it also doesn't mean that you can't change things, right? Odegaard, Big Gabby, Declan Rice. And I don't think Declan Rice needs to be captain to be the leader of this team, because this season he has been the leader of the team without wearing the armband. Bernadette, good to see you, Bernadette. Hope you're well. It's been a while since seeing you in chat. Always look forward to your comments on the old x.com now. I've managed to start calling it X, Bernadette. I've been still calling it Twitter for some time. Rice has probably been the standout in an underwhelming season. Totally agree. Cannot argue with that. Kay Marlon says Rice needs to be captain. Mark says I would make Rice captain next season and let Odegaard focus on his game. He got interviewed straight after the final whistle. This has been happening a lot, Wesbird. Have you noticed that, guys? That Rice is doing a lot of the interviews and not Odegaard. What is that? Where's the captain been? I love Odegaard. I'm a huge fan. Jonathan says he loves Rice's mentality. Give him the armband next season. Let's see. Watch Airport Albert coach a 6-0 win versus Southampton. You guys crack me up. Crack me up. Harvey says, oh, welcome, Harvey. Gabby should be captain. Rice, poor lad, looked knackered at the end. Yeah, he did. And you heard Warren talk about him as well. Leadership comes in many forms, you guys. You do not need to be wearing a cape or a hat or an armband to be a leader. Leaders just exude. It comes from within. You don't need a piece of paper. You don't need something physically to show on your body to prove that you're a leader. Declan Rice is a leader, and he's marketable, and he's fun, and he's cool, and he's a good guy. He's humble. He is, honestly, I can't begin to say. I had a Tottenham friend, a friend of mine today, send me a WhatsApp, and he said, "You're so lucky you have Declan Rice." And it's true. We are lucky. So I also wanted to say thank you the goodbyes. Jorginho, nice touch bringing him on. I think Jorginho has done a great job for the club. 12 million well spent. Helped with the leadership in the dressing room. Pulled us up off our feet when we needed someone to control the tempo of a game. Had some moments, had some bad moments. But overall, Jorginho wore the Arsenal shirt proudly. And even though he came from Chelsea, he put his heart and soul into making this team or helping this team develop a winning mentality. And we'll get to it next week when we do our end of season awards and stuff. It's going to be a short list. And Kieran Tierney, what a guy. Tesco bag, wearing hot pants in the snow, was part of the first crop of signings that helped change Arsenal's mentality. He is a fan favourite, and I think will remain a cult favourite forever. No frills, no spills. It's kind of a shame that he couldn't stay fit, because a Tierney and a Rice in a team like this with players from around the world, you know, I like having a British backbone to Arsenal. I'm excited about Miles Lewis-Skelly being in the team. I love that we have Declan Rice, a future Arsenal captain, and Saka. As being born in London, this means something to me. It may not mean a lot to a lot of people from around the world, but Arsenal Football Club, North London, I was born in North London, born and bred. Whether you come from South, West, North, East, I think it's cool to have London boys in this team. They know it, they feel it, they smell it, they can transmit it. And Kieran Tierney felt like he was that guy, but he's Scottish, right? But his attitude, he was one of those players that came in with a totally different attitude and no nonsense. I don't need a Gucci bag or a Louis Vuitton bag when I carry my shit on the coach to an away game. Just give me a Tesco bag where I bought my pies in last night. That's the difference. That's a baller. That's a player. And I'm going to be sad to see Kieran Tierney go. I really am. And I wish it would have worked out differently. I still think he offers something off the bench, but the guy wants to play week in, week out. I get it. But yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to him and to Jorginho, and they're leaving, and they'll probably win a trophy like Eddie and Matt Turner did yesterday. Listen, I love you guys. Let's give some claps for Jorginho. They go with our best. Yes. Hot pants in the snow. I mean, it was real, right? It was real. JT20, number 20. He was a classy guy. I know there's some people that, let's face it, says I, Stephen, we've outgrown Zinni, Gab Jesus. You know what? You have all the right to ask that as an Arsenal fan. Outgrowing players and moving on and stepping up and elevating. Huge, right? And maybe Odegaard's, I think we're going to learn something about Odegaard when the season finally ends. I think Odegaard might actually end up having surgery. Yeah. I don't think he's been right, and I think he's just been putting it out there. And you know what? If that's been the case and we've been playing him through injury and we haven't been giving someone like Waneri a chance, this is where I get mad with Mikel a little bit. All right. That's all I got time for. Well, didn't really talk about the post-game, right? Congratulations also to Saliba, who hopefully has not got a hamstring injury. Can we just say that out loud? Kivior was our best player today. He's our man of the match. Not doing player ratings and all that stuff today. Kivior was the man of the match. Declan Rice gets the winning goal. Bloody great strike. Next season, I want to see him being fearless and shooting outside the box. Challenge the goalkeepers. Believe in yourself, son. Don't worry about passing the ball. You just take shots. Get in there, Declan. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful goal. Unbelievable. Congratulations, Big Willie. Hope you're okay. I really do. I really, really do. I'm going to talk about Goodison tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to save that for tomorrow because it deserves a little bit more time. But let's just say our big man would have been there today and enjoying every moment of that. I agree with you, Bernadette. I really do. I think there's something wrong there. Tammy Steele says, hit the like button. Thank you so much, Chief Like Officer. Another superb season from you. But we'll give our Squaddy Awards out this coming week. Thank you, as always, Sophie and Squaddies. Yes. We're going to have a really good chat this coming week about a few different things with some special guests as well, okay? But thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Just know that everything that I say and do comes from a place of love. And it's okay to challenge. It's okay to have opinions. And you guys know the rules, as long as it's not misogynistic, homophobic, or racist. All right? We're all Arsenal fans and want the best for our club. And right now, I'm done looking in the rearview mirror. You want to see my notes? Where are they? Because I was Havertz back, Tierney, Rice, team, boring, goodbyes. That was it. I'll see you tomorrow for Monday Madness. Okay. And hang in there. Now it's about looking forward. Can't change anything that's happened this season. We've just got to look forward. And let's hope. Big summer for the Cronkies. Big time to back Berta. And maybe Mikel needs to take a step back and let Big Berta do his thing. And hopefully he can learn to be adaptable as well. Thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe to our audio platform on Spotify and Apple is in the description. I would really appreciate it if you do that for me, please, and leave a review. Look out on the community page on YouTube for our Monday Madness show. And maybe we'll do a phone in. Maybe tomorrow I'll give you guys the platform. You guys come on the show and you guys have your say. How about we do that? In fact, let's plan on doing that. All right. So mark your calendars. I'm going to open up the studio to you guys to come in and talk about what needs to happen. And you'll get 2 minutes to just talk about this season because I'm over it. Putting it in the rearview mirror. And you guys know my saying, I only use the rearview mirror to check my lipstick. So that happened prematurely, right? Because I was in the middle of saying, don't forget to tell your loved ones you love them. And I only use my rearview mirror to check the lipstick. Now we can say goodbye, Squaddies. Love you. Bye.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Premature. Yep. Bye. I'm really going now. I'll go look. I'll go check it out. We talk about the presser tomorrow. Okay.